How does car leasing work? What are your options as a business owner, and which type might be the best choice for you? Join us today to find out how car leasing can help your business.
Welcome to the Business Lessons in Denmark podcast, where we answer your business-related questions and provide you with information you might need. My name is Rezső, a new business owner who just recently started my company, Auto Photography, and I'm here with Katalin Balogh, the founder of Cool Accounts ApS. Hi Kati, I will jump ahead of your question. I still don't have a car.
Oh, really? How come?
I spent a lot of time trying to figure out which option would be the best, but I still couldn't decide. However, my wife came up with an idea. What if I leased the new car?
Wow, that's a great idea.
My wallet would definitely like it because I wouldn't have to pay a large sum all at once. But let's start from the very beginning. Is it even possible for me to lease a car as a new business owner?
Yes, of course. As a business owner, you can lease a car, and there are several advantages to it. Perhaps the biggest benefit is that you don't need to take a bank loan if you don't want to pay for the car all at once. This way, you can solve your car problem relatively quickly and be able to travel to more distant locations for photo shoots.
Exactly. That's what I want. And what option do I have if I decide to lease?
There are two main types of leasing options you can choose from. The first is financial lease. Perhaps this is the most well-known type. And the second is the operating lease.
I see. Shall we take a closer look at these?
Yes, sure. With a financial lease, you are basically paying off the car's price in monthly installments. And at the end of the term, you can either buy the car at its residual value or find someone to purchase it. This can be beneficial if you plan to use the car long term, meaning you don't plan to swap cars very often and you want to keep the car at the end of the lease period.
Yes, this leasing model is quite common. In fact, we get our current car this way. Sorry, I mean my wife's car. But I haven't heard about the other type, the operating lease. What should I know about it?
With an operating lease, the leasing company retains ownership of the car, and you have to return it at the end of the lease term. Operating leases usually come with lower monthly payments, but you won't become the owner of the car.
But if the car won't be mine, what makes this a good option for me?
The biggest advantage of this model is that you don't have to take on the risks associated with owning a car, such as loss of value or maintenance costs. With an operating lease, the leasing company takes care of maintenance and repairs, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And not to mention, operating leases usually come with lower monthly costs.
So it is like a long-term car rental?
Yeah, basically. Yes. The biggest difference between operating and financial leasing is what happens at the end of the lease term. With an operating lease, you simply return the car because it was rented and it's not your property.
I see. And with the other type of lease?
With a financial lease, you are required to purchase the car or find a buyer for it at the end of the lease term. Both leasing methods have their advantages and disadvantages, but they share the benefit of allowing you to drive an exclusive and expensive car without having to pay a lot of money upfront. This way, you won't strain your finances.
Oh, well, I really like this. And then I guess I can choose what type of license plate the leased car will have, white, yellow, or Parrot plate.
Yes, sure. For cars with white license plates, unfortunately, you can't deduct either the leasing fees or the purchase price as expenses because it's considered a private vehicle. However, you can use the tax-based deduction for business trips, which can help reduce your costs.
So I need to keep a kilometer log, and based on that, I can get the tax-based deduction, right?
Exactly, Rezső. You said it perfectly. You are almost ready to become a tax advisor.
Oh, no. Thank you. I will stick to photography now. We have talked about this so many times that it's starting to become a second nature.
Oh, yeah.
But what about the cars with Parrot plates?
The yellow-white license plates or Parrot plates are a bit different. In this case, you can only deduct 1/3 of the VAT on the leasing fee, not the full amount. However, you can fully deduct the VAT on operating costs if the vehicle is under 3 tons. Plus, you still get the tax-based deduction for business trips.
Okay, so I can deduct the VAT on fuel and the repair cost, but only part of the VAT on the leasing fee. Why is there this 1/3 limitation?
This is because cars with Parrot plates can be used for both business and private purposes. The tax office uses this limitation to ensure that tax deductions proportionally reflect the business use.
I see. But I guess I also have the option to lease a car with yellow plates, right?
Right. And with cars that have yellow plates, you can fully deduct the leasing fees as expenses and the VAT. The only thing to keep in mind is that the down payment made at the signing of the contract must be spread out over the entire lease term. This means you can't deduct the full amount in the year you sign the contract. It must be deducted over several years.
So it's a bit similar to deduct the purchase price, where you mentioned that if the car is expensive, the cost must be spread out over several years. But with a yellow plate car, can I deduct all other expenses as well?
Yes, with yellow plate cars, you can deduct all expenses, including the leasing fee, maintenance costs, and operating costs. Additionally, the VAT can be fully deducted.
Great. What is the best lease term?
The length of the lease term largely depends on the purpose of using the car and your financial situation. Generally, a lease term of 2 to 5 years is recommended. A shorter term comes with higher monthly payments, but you can reach ownership faster in the case of a financial lease. A longer term results in lower monthly payments, but ties up your financial resources for a longer period.
Well, I'm glad my wife talked about leasing because it really seems like a good option. Thanks for the explanation, Kathy.
You are very welcome.
I think we've well covered the topic of cars, but I might listen to our previous episodes again before I get a new car.
Well, that's a very good idea.
Yes, I think it is. Dear listener, thank you for your attention today. If you are also considering buying a car, listen to our previous episodes where we discussed the different possibilities. You can find the next links to this episode in the show notes. And if you have a question related to business, finance, or taxes that you would like answered, please send it to us and we will address them in a future episode. Today's episode was sponsored by Cool Accounts ApS. If you want to take your business to the next level, then contact us through our website www.accounts.cool. And for up-to-date and useful information, follow our Facebook page. We wish you a successful week.